If someone whose opinion you trust tells you to check out this latest service they've been using, or that their new bag is their favourite, or that this new best-selling novel would make a great read on your holiday, what would you do? You trust them after all, so you'd probably at least consider following their recommendation. What if you knew that that same person was being paid to say that thing to you by a company or a publisher? What then? It's clear that you're being sold to, and while you might still check it out, the trust is probably lessened because now you don't know if that opinion is really theirs or if it's just been motivated by money or a gifted product. This is the world of influencer marketing. Now, I'm not saying that all influencers are doing this, but a lot of them are, and the phenomenon is growing. Just try Googling influencer marketing. If you've ever noticed how a brand or a cause suddenly pops up all over your online social feeds, not just in ads, but also in users' content, sometimes from people you've been following for ages who've never even mentioned it before, this is influencer marketing at work. I'm Simon Batchelor, and in this video, I'm going to explain more about how this world of influencer marketing works and its slightly murkier side. So how do influencers influence? Influencers build their audiences by being authorities on their specialist area. This could be music, fashion, literature, wellness, political commentary, money management, whatever the topic. People follow them because they're interested in what that influencer has to say, because they trust that person. When you follow someone on social media, you are signaling that you want to see more of their content. That platform's AI then works out which content from all the people you follow is most likely to keep you on the site or in the app the longest and will prioritize that content. Part of the AI prioritizes content from people who post regularly and achieve significant engagement with their users. In other words, influencers. For most people, the fact that someone might be being paid to share a link or champion a product or point of view doesn't even cross their minds. Here's a fictional example. Let's say you follow a surfing influencer. They're a great surfer and sometimes they post things about surfing products and issues. Maybe they review and recommend a new wetsuit or board. Because it's aligned to your and their interests, it's likely that next time you're buying a wetsuit or board, you'll check out the one that they recommended. Maybe they then promote a petition against the marine wind turbine development, saying that it's a threat to sea life. Let's say you're a pro-nature person, you may feel aligned with that cause. But what if that expert was being paid by a fossil fuel company to post that link? Then what? Hopefully this goes some way to illustrate how an influencer's messages and marketing can go beyond that simple, here's a product I like using and you might like it too, into the world of politically motivated attempts to manipulate people's behaviour. Just because this example is fictional, it doesn't mean that it isn't happening. Urban Legend is a platform that connects marketing, information and political campaigns with social media influencers. The influencers in their network have built their audience based on wellness or financial advice or climate or so on, and they are paid per click, per post, per conversion to endorse specific products or messages, hoping to influence their followers' opinions, beliefs or decisions. Urban Legend, founded by an ex-director of digital strategy for Trump's White House, is facilitating this connection. In a recent Wired article, it laid out in detail how Urban Legend keeps its largest asset carefully hidden away inside its servers. An army of 700 social media influencers who command varying degrees of allegiance from audiences that collectively number in the tens of millions. In a world where trust in politics and mainstream media is at an all-time low, large corporations and political bodies are turning to setups like Urban Legend to push their products and messages. If people don't declare which opinions are paid and which aren't, how ethical can it be? According to the Cambridge Dictionary, an influencer is someone who affects or changes the way other people behave. So an influencer is someone whose opinions are trusted by their followers at least. But the Cambridge Dictionary also has a second definition. A person who is paid by a company to show and describe its products and services on social media, encouraging other people to buy them. The issue here is the trust that followers are placing in influencers. That's what makes influencer marketing so powerful. But while the law may require the disclosure of a payment for content, in reality, nobody's really enforcing that requirement. And if an influencer doesn't openly state that a post or recommendation is paid for, followers will just assume it's genuine. Plenty of people just have a scroll past attitude to social media ads. But you can't do that if you don't know what is an ad and what isn't an ad. So why am I telling you all this? Well, I've seen this happen, where a particular brand or product or message is suddenly all over my social media timelines in a seemingly coordinated world. The Wired article then got me thinking even more about influencers and the impact they can have on people's buying decisions, opinions, and now even values. I want to quote that article once more. If an influencer's financial advice helped you save for a vacation or their fashion tips earned you compliments, maybe their view on minimum wage or critical race theory is worth considering too. That is the logic behind why influencer marketing is fading. And if you think that sounds scary or unethical, you're probably right, because it is. Now, I don't have a solution, and I'm not inciting a pile-on against influencers. What I am saying is that when we consider marketing from an ethical perspective, paying someone to use the trust that other people have put in them to sell products or push campaigns, in my opinion, is not ethical marketing, it's manipulation. Having your own voice and your own opinions has never been so important. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.